Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at LiveWFB's Mech Hunter. We've been getting pretty deep on a lot of these Hunter decks lately, and in particular Mech Hunter is, whilst maybe not one of the most powerful decks that we've played, I think it's one of the most fun decks that we've played. Just lots of great bodies, lots of cool fun little interactions, and lots of explosive potential, in particular with Galvanizer here. We saw in Wild, Mech Hunter's been just a fantastic deck with Mech Warper, Galvanizer. You just reduce the cost of your hand to 0, play everything out, play a Metal Leaper, kill your opponent on turn 4 or 5. It's been fantastic, and whilst this deck in Standard doesn't have the same explosive potential, it still has quite a lot of it with the Galvanizer, with all of these magnetic draws, that if your opponent does kind of stumble a little bit in the early game, you can absolutely run them over, which is what I really like. Something that is a little bit different about this list than others that we've seen is I think a lot of the Mech Hunter decks were playing off some of the Death Rattle synergies that are in the deck. Of course, we've got Fireworks tech and some excellent Death Rattles in Spider Bomb, Ursatron, Replicating Menace, these types of things. And a lot of the decks included like a one-off copy of 9 Lives, which I think was a really smart piece of tech. I think that it does pair well with a lot of things, gives you a little bit of extra value, in particular quite good with the Replicating Menace, as it'll give you a board and give you a Replicating Menace that you can then magnetize onto. I think that's really interesting. But LiveWFB, I'm going to say FWB the entire time. Live Friends with Benefits here. Instead going for that, has gone for a Cybertech chip, which I've seen a couple of people play with on stream, but I haven't yet to play with it myself, so I'm really keen to see how this does, at kind of giving us a little bit of extra value, a little bit extra grind potential. Other than that, we've played Mech Hunter plenty of times, so definitely go check out those other videos that we've done if you're curious about going a bit deeper on the archetype. I think the only other thing to mention that's kind of missing from here, we've got no Flark, we're not playing full-on Bomb Hunter, but we also aren't playing any of the 2-mana 1/4, the Framebot, the 1/5 rather, this guy. Not playing any of him, so we will be trying to do our best to stick a board in that early game, so we can snowball that in the late game and start magnetizing onto things. But without further ado, let's jump into some games and see how we go. Okay, here we are with the Mech Hunter up against a Mage. This is a tough one. It's a real tough one. I do think we should keep 2 Galvanizers. Question is, do we kick back this Missile Launcher? Part of me says yes, because I don't think Missile Launcher is the best card, especially against Mage. Do have the potential of, getting it magnetizing up with the Venomizer, which is still pretty good. My main issue is if we send this back and we draw a non-mech, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not super likely, but no, we'll keep it. We'll keep the Missile Launcher. We just want to make sure that we're getting the most value out of these Galvanizers if we're going to keep 2 of them. I think if we draw a Mech, we might coin one. Yeah, let's... Job's done. Whilst part of me would be tempted to keep the coin to Galvanizer next turn, just get real greedy. I think next turn being able to go Galvanizer, Magnetize, maybe even play a 2-drop that we draw.
I
wonder too. Went's good. Did an 8-win run today in Arena. Oh. Does GOG have the same kind of usage play statistics that you can get from Steam? Or that people can get from Steam? Like, do we actually have a good idea of how many people are playing Gwent at the moment? full draw 3.
All charged up. Acquiring victim. Let's go.
Just magnetize over here in case our opponent wants to use Conjurer's Calling as removal. I guess we'd rather have two twos than 2 1s. Sounds like a Callie question. She says at least 5. The API kind of bites though. Or you were saying that they made it so that it was quite difficult for players to make like add-ons and things like that, like deck trackers and stuff. I think we'll trade both of our 1s for this and get an Ursatron out. If our opponent's playing Book of Spectres, they're certainly not playing Blizzards and Flame Strikes and stuff like that. And I imagine they're not playing Polymorphs, though I have been seeing more Polymorphs in various Tempo Mage decks. Which is very weird, because Polymorph's certainly not the card that springs to mind when I think Tempo, but with the amount of other Mountain Giant-y decks out there, it's pretty reasonable. Hopefully our opponent hasn't disconnected here. They used to have a deck tracker. I should see if it's still going. Yeah, I used the... there was a company that did no, I guess it could be a company. There was a group that did a deck tracker that worked for both Hearthstone and Gwent, and maybe a couple of other games. I think they just did overlays for things. But it did have one of those like super dodgy launches that very much felt like they were going to be using your processing power to mine crypto or something. Oh no, spell breaks.
What to do? Let's go!
Let's hope they don't have the hope they don't have another Spellbreaker. They could have another Spellbreaker, that's pretty reasonable. I think we still keep our 3-3 and get to Ziliax onto it. It's pretty good. Let's get our own Ziliax out there though, on this side. Stops our opponent from gaining 3 as well. With the Divine Shield. Opponent's on 10. But this is where things could get dicey. I mean, 6 mana, 9 cards in hand. There's the other Spellbreaker, right in time. And the ping.
I wonder what this does.
Just making sure we're doing as much damage as possible. We didn't get the extra death rattle off of it, but yeah. Our opponents use their Ziliax. They can't have too much life gain left. Can I play you in a game today? Human Mustard? That might be a possibility. I was only planning on doing a couple of videos today. Got a couple of things that I need to take care of. I think we might be able to do some viewer games, maybe some bit of Rumble Run afterwards. Yeah, kind of did all right there. Unfortunate start having to use the Book of Spectres, and really allow. I guess we had the really explosive draw with those galvanizers. In hindsight, should we have kept that missile launcher? Maybe we didn't need to. I think if we keep the missile launcher, it kind of pressures us into doing the coin galvanizer. And if we had had something like an explodinator or something like that, we might have been able to kind of slow down, get a bit more value out of the galvanizers. But either way, GG's.
Might of the elves.
Okay, up against a priest here. Do have a spider bomb, which I'm tempted to keep. Send everything else back. I think that's what we'll do. This episode's question comes from Anyfin. It was on the Karan, the Control Hunter, Legend Control Hunter video. Says that you would have won if you only press your hero power 13 times without trading. And you know what? Sometimes in hindsight, you look back and you're like, yeah, that's definitely what would have happened. And sometimes it does feel like that, especially with a lot of these minion-based decks. Sometimes it feels like you're just smashing your head up against a wall so many times, and that you would have been better off just pinging a whole bunch. Real awkward draw here. We might be relying on these Ursatrons drawing us out. A little bomb toss. I think we might have to rely on bomb toss a bit later. Does suck because we could have, obviously magneticed onto it, but I think starting with an Ursatron is going to be a better plan. Hopefully our opponent's not on dragons or anything like that. We're not going to eat a scale worm, though I guess we can just finish it off with a bomb toss. It's not the worst problem to have. I guess the question is our opponent... What's our opponent's best answer to this? Could be Nomi. It's Nomi, we definitely want to get as much damage in as possible, but they will also be playing main deck Silence. Maybe we just want another Ursatron then? Main deck actual Silence. If it is Nomi.
Do you like to play with fire?
I hate this deck. I think I hate this. Yeah, it's definitely Nomi. Smells like grease fire elementals in here. Yeah. Oh my, you're not wrong. This is a deck I used to ladder. Almost meme worthy. It's definitely meme worthy. Oof.
Job's done.
Not the greatest use of our bomb tosses, but I just loathe Wild Pyromancer. Especially against a deck like this. Even though we didn't get much, like, even though replicating Menace onto that Earthstrong was potentially risky, I still think maybe we were just better off going for it.
All charged up.
Access denied. Job's done.
I think the main thing against Nomi Priest is we just kind of have no idea what to do. Like, against that Acolyte, is it the situation where we should be just ignoring the Acolyte and going face? Feels like one of those damned if we do, damned if we don't, right? Do we want to keep this Gadget Zen in play? I don't think it really matters. He's going to draw his deck in the next 5 turns regardless. So do you think we should keep this Gadget Zen in play? Or is it too risky? I'd knock it down.
What to do?
But with what? He only drew 1 off and he wants more. Alright. Alright.
Now.
Protocol second.
I would think all damage, but I don't know, a small lot. Yeah, I guess Omar made a really good point that they only drew 1 off of that Gadget Zen. Like, they only had 1 0 mana spell. So it might mean that they are relying a lot on these 1 and 2 mana spells. And now, literally every 0 mana spell that they draw off the top of their deck.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Alright, we might have hit that point where our opponent stumbled a little bit. We can get in.
Do you like to play with fire?
Let the pain speak to me.
Uh-oh. I don't think that deck wins Hysteria. Some don't. I don't think we'd be afraid of Mass Hysteria anyway. I think the bombs are actually really good against Mass Hysteria. They tend to absorb some pain.
Quickly.
Who to shoot?
I think we need to diversify.
What to do?
Although, admittedly, maybe we should have got the Replicating Menace out, so we had a Death Rattle in play. Rip Psychic Scream. Yeah, gosh. I was very excited to see Psychic Scream leave the format. Just because I think Mass Hysteria is a bit more of an interesting card than Psychic Scream. Which is really just a no fuss, no muss. Get rid of everything. We need diversity. I meant diversity in terms of diversity of threats, i.e. that our opponent who has played 1 silence this game, I think. I think just 1 silence, maybe 2. But I think just 1 silence. We don't want to stack up on everything and just have a 1-2 left when our opponent inevitably silences it.
Stop! Stop!
Uh-oh.
Stop! Stop!
It's a lot of damage. It's 28 damage, friends. Ugh. And we can kill one thing.
What to do?
Let's go!
Tight, 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 tight.
Now.
Pity we didn't get to hero power that turn.
Is someone injured?
Yeah, absorb those 2 attacks. Yeah. Give me that mech. Spider bomb! Alright, we're in there. Come on, leave me with one. Alright. Nomi incoming. Maybe we can get our opponent low enough that they'll die to fatigue. Never mind. I'd really like to hero power.
I'm almost out of cards.
Omega. We get an Omega Devastator off of the Cybertech ship. That would have been pretty tight. Unleash, huh?
What is my purpose? I'm out of cards.
Alright. See if they just slam the Nomi right now. I'd be pretty tempted to. I would, yeah.
Do you know something burning?
Ooh, and circle healing. Yeesh. Spider bomb, let's go. Damn it. Spider bomb, trade, bomb over here, unleash the hounds. Ah!
Well,
GG's.
masterful.
Oof. We're getting wrecked by wild pyromancers lately. This is like the It's like the Quest Rogue nightmare all over again. Oh, GG's.
Fate of the elves.
Okay, up against another hunter here. We do have a Galvanizer. How good is Bronze Gatekeeper against other hunter decks? Might be pretty good. Send back this Fireworks tech for sure. We'll keep the mech synergies. Okay. So this definitely, as opposed to the last hand where we had the coin, I think we'll definitely try to Galvanizer on 2 instead. Like, we'll try and get as much Galvanizer value here. We won't try and speed to the end. So we might consider not playing the second Galvanizer on turn 3. Though I think we will. We'll probably go Galvanizer on 2 and then Galvanizer Gatekeeper. Fortunately, not drawing a mech. Not the worst thing. Unleash is pretty good, I think, in these Hunter Mirrors. There's always so many situations where you're like, well, if my opponent has Unleash, they get the full clear and they can play a threat.
I wonder.
Might actually go Galvanizer Explodinator next turn. Though that is weak to our opponent's Unleash the Hounds. No, given the Direwolf's out, I think we'll just go Galvanizer Gatekeeper and trade. The Direwolf Alpha is just too dangerous with Spring Paws and Unleash the Hounds around. And then next turn we might just War Gear up, go face. Hope that our Galvanizer can stop our opponent from trading in. The War Gear is also so big that I think our opponent would have to have a Silence or a Spider Bomb. Something kind of specific for it.
Protocol 7 engaged.
Let's go! Let's go!
Actually not sure about that trade there. In my head I was like, oh well, if our opponent wants to like War Gear or something like that, or Replicating Menace, makes things a bit more difficult. Alright. Venomizer down. Opponents could still have quite a lot here, especially Unleash the Hounds. So I think Unleash the Hounds back is going to be bad. Not super brutal. Spider Bomb's not so bad. War Gear, not so bad. I think we're in a good position here, especially.
Protocol 7
There's the War Gear. They're gonna trade. It's gonna cost them the Direwolf Alpha as well if they want to clear it. Face. Trade. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we can just Venomize her and kill it. I think that's probably what we want to do.
Acquiring victim.
Maybe we just spider bomb up over here. Between the hero power and the bomb toss, we should be in a pretty good position. Like, it's so hard with this deck to get back onto the board without Ziliax or Unleash the Hounds. And our opponent hadn't used any in the couple of turns before. Felt like we were in a pretty good position. I think that what we can take from that match is that I think in the mirror we really want to have our more explosive cards. We really want to get in ahead of our opponent. So I think mulliganing there for a good Galvanizer draw was probably the right thing. This is the deck. Honestly, I don't think there's too much I'd want to trade out of this. I'd love to get some of those upgradable frame bots in here and test those out. But ultimately, yeah, I kind of like the Cybertech chip. Still undecided on if I like 9 lives more. Those kind of more death rattly centric mech hunters. But I think that the archetype's going in an interesting place. It's also a pretty budget archetype. I think that most people out there, if you play ladder pretty often, you've probably already crafted a Leroy or a Ziliax, or both. And honestly, outside of those, this deck is pretty cheap. We've got some rares, a lot of commons, no epics or anything like that, at least that I can see. So a good budget choice for anyone looking to climb the ladder. If you are watching on YouTube, of course, all the links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Big shout out to LiveWFB for linking the deck, sharing it around. Definitely jump over there, give them a +1, leave a lovely thoughtful comment, like I know you will. All my details are in the description as well, including a link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me. If you've got any sweet decks, send them through to me through there. But until next time, please stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and toss some bombs. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.